Welcome back to Half Moon's Picks, and last week I went 3-0-1 in my video. Not too bad with the 2-1 in my leans. I let off a stinker in my Twitter of my under and overs. I went 0-3. My teasers went 4-1 though. So some people play teasers, people play unders and overs. Some people like the teams. You see a rare verse of someone who does them all. Me, myself, I like betting on the side of the ATS. That's why I put the videos first, my highest priority. Then I look throughout the week, see how they rank in the defense and offense. Like I said, just a quick recap, that Dallas was a backdoor cover last week. That was my #1 pick. Oh my goodness. There's a couple of backdoor covers, like the Buffalo, New England. Buffalo scored the last minute touchdown just to cover the spread. And if you had Cleveland, if you would have bet Cleveland late, they managed to get up to 10-point spread. That would be a good time to bet on the Cincinnati Bengals if you would, the 2 scores. But Cincinnati, fourth quarter, scored 18 points. It was like 26-0, 18 points, just like that. Just to cover that 10-point spread. But if you bet them early like I did, I had them at 7, then you would have covered because they won by 8. So my second pick, Chicago -4, they won by 5. I was kind of sweating it on that one. Cleveland by 7, like I said, they won by 8. And the Giants +9, that was an easy cover. They should have won the game. They let that slip, but more on that later. Hoping everybody's having a great holiday weekend, or week I should say. I took a lot of time off this week, won a bunch of money. I figured, hey, might as well start spending it. So I hope you enjoyed those picks as well. I won a lot of money. I know a lot of people commented, won a lot of money on my picks. I really appreciate that. I've been on a streak so far. Week 5 winning streak. So let's get this ball rolling. And my fourth pick of the week, my upset pick of the week, we got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Cincinnati Bengals are getting 14 points. And basically every game this week is a divisional game. This is like one of the most points spread, the cover, 14 points. Cincinnati's been playing relatively good. The spread actually opened up more. It's coming down to 14. Still a 2-point spread, 2 touchdown point spread. So they have to win by more than 14. Cincinnati, I know, is coming off back-to-back games, but looking at the history of these two teams, Pittsburgh is 4-1 straight up, in their last 5 in Pittsburgh. But only one of those 5 games would have covered that 14-point spread. As usually they're really close games. I do like Pittsburgh to win the game, but I do enjoy the Bengals to cover. So take the Cincinnati Bengals +14. My third pick of the week, we got the Dallas Cowboys traveling to the New York Giants. The New York Giants are a 7-point home dog, and the opening line right now is at 7. The Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones said he will start everybody, but doesn't mean they're going to finish. Dallas Cowboys aren't a big, huge scoring machine, as they pushed last week against Tampa. Yeah, that's right, we bet on that, right? So they pushed against Tampa at home. So here they're traveling to the Giants. The Giants, I know they're not the greatest home team in the world, but it's still a divisional foe. And taking 7 points at home, give me those Giants +7, and let's ride this to the bank. My second pick of the week, we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins are a 7-point home dog. Again, division rival at home, 7 points. Philadelphia, you know, they need this win, plus a Minnesota loss to get into the playoffs. Washington at home, they have nothing to lose, can't play spoiler. They have a great defense. This should be a real good game. The last 5 versus Philly, only one game of those last 5 has gone over 7, as all those games are close. So give me Washington Redskins plus 7. And my number 1 pick of the week, we got the Chicago Bears traveling to the Minnesota Vikings. The Chicago Bears are a 5-point road dog. And yeah, Chicago's pretty much got the division locked up. But if they get this win, and if the Rams do lose, which we'll play after the Chicago game, so they won't know, then they can get that second seat. They're still they won last week, trying to, you know, in hopes to get that second seat. I think they're going to try to win this game, as Minnesota, you know, yeah, they beat up on Detroit and beat up on Miami at home. You know, let's go with the division leader here. Division leader with the number 3 defense against the Minnesota 16th ranked offense, just above Carolina and Philadelphia offense. So, enough being said with that, give me Chicago plus 5. Alright, this is the leading section where we briefly go down every game on the board. Basically, every game is a divisional game, so usually the games are usually close, divisional games, right? A lot of teams might be sitting, so they're waiting on a few lines, but I got some early lines. So we really don't know what those are until they announce if they're starting players or not. But, you know, my philosophy is, especially at week 17, I usually don't bet a lot on week 17. You know, that's number 1 philosophy. Number 2 philosophy is, if you're not willing to take the points, do not bet that game. So say, especially games over 7.5. Games over 7.5, if you're not willing to take the underdog plus those points, do not bet the game. You might even put them on a teaser. Why not, right? But do not bet the favorite. That's just the number 1 rule, you know. If you want to, for whatever reason, make sure it's a low amount. So, just giving you my heads up on how week 17 usually rolls. All right. So let's see. Carolina at New Orleans. Early, they don't know if New Orleans is going to start players or not. They don't really need this game at all. Carolina has a backup quarterback, and no Cam Newton's going to be playing, and nothing to lose or win either way, either team. They got Carolina plus 5.5. Like I said, stay away from that game. I mean, if you're willing, if you want to put money on it, you know, I would take Carolina plus points, whatever the points may be. You know, take the point. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Atlanta back-to-back games. No Julio Jones. Atlanta's 2-0 in the last 2 in Tampa. Like I said, this is a game for, you know, who's gonna, you know, wants to end the season on a good note, whether it's Atlanta or whether it's Tampa. Usually, you know, back-to-back road games. Usually, how I usually do it, if they win their first one, the second one they probably won't win. So I'd go Tampa Bay. Just plus they're on the home team. And they you know, like to do that backdoor cover. Next we got Detroit at Green Bay, a nothing game again. Detroit 7.5 points. Here we go. If you're not willing to take Detroit plus that 7.5 points, do not bet on this game. That's my philosophy in a nutshell. Detroit plus 7.5, or do not bet the game, or, you know, tease Detroit. Next, Miami plus 3.5 in Buffalo. Again, nothing game. 3.5, you can go either way on this. You know, Miami's a horrible road team. Buffalo's a great home team. But Buffalo, I've gotten burnt last 2 years on their last game of the season. So, yeah, stay away from this game. Either way, I don't like it. Let's see. Next we got the Jets at New England. New England, they clinched home field. They won their division. They're 7-0 at home this season. The last two were blowouts against the Jets at home, and both of them were at the end of December as well. It's 26-6 and 41-3. So yeah, this one would be probably the only game I would bet, the favorite. Just because it's New England, But they might sit, but I don't think they will. Because the last 2 years, they went to the Super Bowl, and they still blew out the Jets the last game, end of December. So yeah, New England would be the only one. Let's see, Jacksonville at Houston. Jacksonville's getting 7 on the road. Jacksonville's back-to-back. Cody Kessler, can Jacksonville be the spoiler? Houston, needs this win. Usually these games are close. Jacksonville at Houston. And like I said, take Jacksonville plus the 7 or tease it. I wouldn't lay Houston minus 7. So just my opinion, just letting you know. Indianapolis at Tennessee. This line is still not open. They got the opening line, Indianapolis -2 right now. The loser goes home. The winner goes to the playoffs. It's going to be a great game. This is probably the game of the week. I like Indianapolis. I'll probably bet as long as it's under 3. I'll probably bet Indianapolis. If it's over 3, I'm taking Tennessee. That's the way I'm rolling with this game. But just to let you know, it's going to be an excellent game. See, Philadelphia. I already covered that game. Chicago at Minnesota. Covered that game. San Francisco. Here's my first lean. San Francisco plus 10 at the Rams. Rams need a win to keep that second seat. And if they lose and Chicago wins, Chicago would take that second seat as they own the tiebreaker. San Francisco, likes to play spoiler. They're usually close. They're 4-1 in the last 5 games against the Rams, and when the Rams are at home, Rams, they're not playing lights out. They're just keeping the games close. Last week they did play lights out against Arizona, but that's Arizona. That was 32nd ranked offense and 32nd ranked defense. I'm leaning to San Francisco plus the 10. Next, we got the Arizona traveling to Seattle. Seattle can rest their starters on this. They already clinched the playoff berth, and they got the wild card locked, so they don't really need this game. So Arizona plus 11. Thinking Arizona will have the starters. They haven't announced it yet. That's only the projected line is the plus 11. So if it's double digits, take Arizona. If Seattle's resting their starters. See, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's my number 4 game. Cleveland at Baltimore is my lean. They got Cleveland plus 6. Cleveland will definitely play spoiler. They loved beating up on Cincinnati last week, and I can see them, playing spoiler in this division and knocking Baltimore out of the playoffs. But if Baltimore wins, they're in. But if you're going to give me 6 points with Cleveland, I'm taking it. So definitely Cleveland with the teaser looking good too. I'll announce what my teasers are on Twitter. My second lean would be Cleveland. Next would be the Chargers at Denver. Man, Denver's a hot mess. Like I said, I bet on Oakland. That's how bad of a mess Denver is Monday night. If the Chargers, if Kansas City loses, then Chargers can get the first seat. So Chargers definitely want to win this. Not too many favorites I like. They got the projected line at minus 4.5 with the Chargers on the road. And I'm loving it. I'm sure this line's covered probably around 6 or 7 when they do open it up. So as long as it's under 10, that's what I'm thinking. I like the Chargers though. That's not lean yet, as I don't have the exact line. But definitely betting the Chargers on this. Next, we got the Oakland Raiders. Plus 14 is a projected line against Kansas City. Kansas City, like I said, they need this win in order to keep the first seat. Or else, the Chargers are going to take it. So, but 14, man. Oakland, they look pretty impressive, at their last home game. But the last time, these last three meetings, Oakland's lost by 11, 8, and 6. So you give me 14, I'll take Oakland. And that's about it. Yeah, that looks like it. Week 17 in the NFL. I hope you enjoyed my leans, my picks. Sign up, check me out on Twitter, as I'll give you my under and overs and my teasers. I'll bet. Usually I give it like Friday or Saturday, and win some more money. Thanks for stopping by. Visit my sponsors if you need an open book or if you need to watch any of the rest of the games. They have a special on KStreams this week. If you want to download the app on KStreams.com, and then the username's Mary, last name's Christmas. They'll give you some extra, NBA, baseball, football, everything, TV, movies, whatever you need. So thanks for stopping by. Visit YouTube Prognosticators. Links are below. And I will see you next week for the playoffs. Peace. Yes, Ken, I'm recording my video. What's going on? I know, right in the middle of it, too. The phone rings. I'm like, who the heck called me Christmas Eve doing my video? Yeah, let me call you back. All right, bye-bye. What are best mates for, huh? You enjoy placing a few bucks on your favorite team? Maybe try your hand at cards or on the slot. Use me as a reference and click the link in the description below and receive a new member bonus and help support this channel. Bovada, just better. IPTV service with over 2,000 channels, HD and 4K, VOD, PPV, and the Sunday Ticket. 24/7 channels and so much more. All this starting at $10 a month. Go to halfmoon.kstreams.tv to sign up, find out more.